So hi, how are you? My name is Dennehy and I'm one of the public faces and most often heard voices of LITisOUT. And what's LITisOUT? Well, it's the Limerick Institute of Technology's Lesbian, Bisexual and Trans Society. And I stopped referring to it as the LGBT Society because I've discovered that so many people actually don't know what LGBT means or stands for. So, plus it's good to be able to say the words lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans asterisks out loud, because so often they don't get said, especially in the IT sector. So who are we? We're an inclusive group of LIT students, and you can read this much faster than I can speak it. So essentially, we fluctuate in numbers, but since the dawn of we're heading into our third year, and I was one of the founding members, so I suppose I'm one of the threads that runs through it. And basically, we raise awareness of the fact that yes, hello, we're here. You know, that is a recurring theme when it comes to digital information. We're here. You're not the only queer on campus, and actually, do you know what? Our straight friends are included too, and you're not the only straight friend of the LGBT member on campus. So what else do? We share information on local and national support organisations, because while the information may be out there, it's not necessarily always funneled into the campus. So we create and strengthen links between LIT and local LGBT support services, which also includes UL and AROC Mary I, which is the Mary I LGBT Association. We provide a library of hard copy resources for students and staff interested in LGBT resources and research, because part of what I also do is I'm a volunteer with Rainbow Support Services, so I can access a lot of this material that other people maybe don't know exists. So we found that visibility is key. We finally now have a banner, and as you can read, it's chock full of information about how you can access our information. And that's what it's all about. It's about access. And particularly with the LGBT communities, accessing information almost depends on your comfort with identifying either as a member of the LGBT communities or as a friend of the LGBT communities. And sometimes identifying as a friend or a supporter of the LGBT communities can be as challenging. So part of what we do is remind people that we are straight inclusive. You know, there's a place for you in our community, and we're very, very glad to have you as a part and parcel of our society. So how do we spread the word about LITisOUT? Well, I bounce in and out of the Students' Union a heck of a lot. They know me really, really well now. They help us out a lot by putting information onto their own external website and onto their Facebook. And we established ourselves first on Facebook, and then we followed up with a physical presence on campus. And it may go the other way around, usually with other societies. Usually people band together and they're quite visible and quite physically there, but we created the digital presence first. And we started off, as you can read, with the friend page. And the downside about that was the fact that you were then identified as a friend of LITisOUT, and then that opens the door to latent homophobia, that people are like, oh, so you're gay and I didn't know that. Well, actually, no, maybe you're just a friend of the society, or maybe I've just been dancing around you so much, it's like, right, you know what, I'll just add it, and then you can forward me the information, I can share it. So we have progressed over the last 3 years, and we've added a like page, which we found suits our users more. And we've also branched out into Twitter, and again, to provide another access point. And for us, digital media is all about accessing information, and it's not necessarily about having people meet face to face, but of course this does happen as well, and it's brilliant when it does happen. But one of the constraints of the Moynish campus where we're based is the fact that it's not exactly city central, and students go there to study, or, well, they go there to clock in, and, you know, they're there for their lectures, their labs, or really good hot chocolate that's in the Students' Union Cafe. And we don't necessarily get to overlap our timetables all that much. So sometimes the best that we can do is let the student body and let the staff and management know that actually, you know, hello, we're here, and one of the best ways that we can do this is online, we found. And we found that Twitter's actually really handy because it opens us up like to take that phrase extra parochial, that it pulls together a variety of different online communities who are interested in what we do or do parallel work, and then we're interested in what they do and we share their links, and before you know it, you've got far more going on than you had originally. And the good old faithful email, it's actually still a wonderful vehicle for sharing information and for putting people in contact, because, like, you know, hi, remember me? I bounced in on you on Monday morning when you were suffering from that outrageous hangover. I hope you've recovered from me. Remember I was talking about this person who's doing such and such in the city, and you CC that person, and you add your attachment, and at the end of our you know, whatever I botched on the body of the email, I'll have the Twitter account, I'll have referenced the blog, I'll have referenced everything that we do online. So again, it's about promoting access, and yes, we blog. And we found this really useful from the point of view that assuming literacy, this is one of the drawbacks, we assume literacy in the variety of people that we contact. And we also assume a facility with English, so this is one of the constraints of what we do, and hands up, I acknowledge the fact, you know. But most people, assuming that you can access the internet, and assuming that you have a good level of English, and assuming that, you know, you're literate, you can access the same information on our blog that you can access from me, from the Students' Union, or from any of our printed material. And that's what it's all about, being able to access us without necessarily being in the physical space, or access us digitally first, find out what we're all about, and I'm referenced in a variety of places, and so are a variety of other individuals who are connected with LITisOUT. And then spot us on campus and be like, oh, okay, so this is how she is online. Let's see what she's like offline. So that's how the physical and digital merge for us. And I just want to say thank you very much for listening to that torrent.